It's foamy.
You get that's a little nitrous ball in there. Welcome to Crit Sandwich. On Crit Sandwich, 4 friends play D&D loosely based on our favorite movies, shows, and games. This is episode 4 of Campaign 10. The players are actors in Candyland, playing through the plot of Mortal Kombat. My name is Casey Sears. With me this evening is Chuck Ventus.
Good evening. I play Coal. Steel.
So tell me a little something about Cole Steele. Who is his number one collaborator? Could be a co-star, could be a director, could be a writer, could be a choreographer.
So Cole Steele's actual inspiration was Stefan Seagill. That's where I learned most of my... I tried to imitate most of his moves. That's where I got a lot of the ideas. So I'm kind of a copycat in a sense. I do write, produce, and star in all of my own films except for Roundhouse, which was my first film.
So it's all ego. There's no one. You don't have an assistant.
It's all ego when it comes to Cole Steele.
You don't have a cousin in your posse that you give all the scripts to?
Nope. I look at it and I say, that's gold.
Also on the program this evening is Robbie Ponder.
Hello.
What, Devon Lark? Does he work with anybody, or is he a solo guy, an egoist, a maniac?
Yeah, he is pretty, he is solo. So I put it in my background. I mean, this is kind of in the future from where we are now. And I put it in there that Devon actually has a drone that follows him around, that records him doing his stunts. And I named the drone Cortana with a K. Is that one of the ladies in Mortal Kombat? Is that one of the ladies' names?
Well,
No.
Cortana is the Microsoft
Katana.
assistant.
Yeah, it's
Katana.
Microsoft. You have Katana.
Katana. I've nicknamed it Katana.
Isn't Cortana like the new Siri or Alexa?
It's Halo. Yeah, Microsoft's
that's from Halo.
version of Siri.
But so is that gonna like screw with a lot of people's?
It's the same lady's voice.
Is it
The
really?
same voice actress did the operating system lady and did the character in Xbox's Halo series of video games.
Really?
Same lady. Do you travel back in time and buy a Windows phone back when they were relevant? You would have that lady talk to you. Or if you just have a Windows PC now. Also with us this evening is Matt Poppich.
Hey.
You are playing Beowulf, and do you and Beowulf have enough imagination to create a character on the spot?
Always.
Because your
Always.
other co-players don't.
I mean, you could, yeah. The
Hey.
whole time I was getting ready, I was preparing. This is what you do in Dungeons and Dragons. So when Beowulf had his momentous fall from grace and, started just doing, like he was down, he was out for months, he had no work at all. And finally he was approached by a really shady local guy named Bart. Bart is the answer. Bart is kind of like the unofficial manager, but basically Bart, all he does is look through like wanted, like actor wanted for so-and-so and tries to basically says, Beowulf, I got a job for you. And it's a total garbage job that honestly Beowulf could have just looked up himself. But Bart just takes half the cut to forward along ads. And that's really like, he's just a terrible human.
Sounds like Beowulf's kind of guy.
Yes. Beowulf's not smart enough to get what's happening.
I thought I was staying in character a little bit. My guy's a cocky asshole, so I think it's appropriate for me to only do my own shit.
Cocky assholes surround themselves with sycophants, right? Like you have to have someone like groveling at your feet trying to make all these movies.
Probably lots of
You
yeah.
set me up, Casey, because you're like, is Devon one of these type of person that goes solo? And I'm just like, yeah, I go solo. Yeah, you set me up for that.
I said that like in a way to hopefully persuade you from not doing that.
Oh, I took it as the opposite.
Oh, I think I might have said hopefully not. He's one of those guys who just goes solo on everything. A complete asshole. Someone who's incapable of working with other people.
No one can keep up with Devon. When Devon's out there running up buildings and doing some flips, it's hard for people to keep up with him.
I just love how much you guys were like, yeah, I'm going to make the coolest guy, and my guy's such a piece of shit.
I'm trying to get you to hate my character. I want it to be brought next time I fight.
The three of you have conquered the chocolate swamp. You have toppled the gingerbread forest, and you find yourselves in... Well, you're about to find yourselves at a peanut brittle cottage. The three of you get back onto the boat where the children are, and they congratulate you on your victory. Robbie, out of the corner of Devon's eyes, he sees something on the boat. And it's a long, oblong package wrapped in paper, tied neatly with one piece of black licorice rope into a little bow. It seems out of place to you. Do you check it out?
Oh, this is new.
Casey, I think this is supposed to be for me. Remember, Robbie had the Walkman last episode, and he didn't want it. So,
Sorry, Chuck, you took that Walkman, man. This is my package.
Just how it happens.
Devon's like, this is new, and I'll scurry over and I'll check it out.
You pull the little piece of licorice rope, the little ribbon, you pull it and it falls apart, and the paper unwraps, and you find a grand and extravagant bow and quiver. Go ahead and add an oath bow and a quiver of Elona, Ehlonna, to your inventory. You can keep that for yourself. You can give it to someone else who may or may not need a ranged weapon.
Whoa. This thing's pretty sturdy. Oath bow. Does it have any markings on it or anything like that? Can I look to see where this has come from? What's it doing here?
Sure, give me an investigation check.
17.
So you notice that it is all of these things are of exceptionally high quality, and you almost wonder, like, you assume they're wood, but they could be some sort of like polymer, but also you just assume it's like a really nice prop. Like, there are times in a movie where a props department will make something like real, right? Like they'll have a real sword or a real bow, and that will actually be the prop, something real, and you're like, oh damn, this is a real prop. But also you're kind of grossed out because on that quiver, there's a lot of cat hair on that quiver. And you're just like, well, geez, that prop person probably shouldn't have taken this home, with their cats, right? That's no good.
Dick move.
Oh, man.
Right?
So this oath bow doesn't look like a bow that should be in a museum. It's looks like it came from another place.
It does. It looks, it feels, there's almost like an energy to it as you hold it in your hands.
Okay, I'll put the bow around my back and put the quiver on me, and I'll make sure I do some flips to make sure the arrows don't fall out of the quiver.
Yeah, they don't. It's a good quiver.
Wow.
And that quiver, just for the listeners, I think that's the one that's I think it's like a bag of holding almost.
Yeah, it can hold endless amount of arrows. Yeah.
Yeah, and you notice that, like, when you pull one out, another just kind of pops up. You're like, whoa, that's a really cool effect.
Wow.
it's good for all the shots, all the shots that you miss.
Yeah, I'll go to my other two party members and I'll show it to them. Look, guys, look what I found. It was in a package. It was all wrapped up top of the front of the boat.
Nice. Seems like a sturdy weapon for killing. Are you handy with a bow, kid?
I don't know. Let me see. And I'll shoot it.
Roll to hit. What you aiming at?
I'll aim. I feel like I just left like the front of the boat, and I walked to the other guys like toward the middle of the boat, and I probably left the box there. So I'll turn and I'll shoot at the box. Well, that's a 5 plus 4 plus my dex. I got 13.
13, and you're shooting at what box again?
The box that I got the bow out of.
It was wrapped in paper.
Oh, wrapped in paper. Okay. I'll just shoot toward the front of the boat and just hit wood, I guess.
What about the mast on the boat, Robbie? And they're like
the mast, like the top of the mast?
Like the pole, isn't that what they call it on a boat? A mast, like the
the thing that goes up and the sails are attached to?
Yeah, it goes up and the sails are attached to. You can shoot it at that.
Yeah, I'll see. Actually, that's the first thing that came to my mind, but I didn't know what that thing was called, so I didn't say that. But yeah, I'll shoot the very top of the mast. Like, I imagine there's probably a flag up there flying, and I'll aim on the opposite side of the flag.
So you're trying to hit the crow's nest? Or are you trying to hit the flag?
Yeah, the crow's nest.
Yeah, so you do hit the crow's nest with that roll.
Cool.
It's not a tiny target or anything, but you're able to hit that, and little pieces of chocolate and waffle explode when it's hit by that arrow. And just for the rules of this game, you are instantly attuned to any magical items.
Okay.
If you just spend a few minutes.
Let's make things a little interesting. Devon, can I take a chunk off of the ship and place it on top of my head?
Absolutely.
Seems like that target was child's play. Hit the target on top of my head. And don't miss.
All right, so I see Cole putting on a show for everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of nod, and I'm just like, yeah, and I'm gonna play it out, you know. I'm gonna act like I'm a little bit scared, and as I start walking away, I start breathing real heavy, and my hands start shaking, and Devon looks down at his hands, he's like, oh, my hands are shaking. Cole, you sure you want me to do this? My hands are shaking. I'm not this type of guy. I'm used to doing tricks. I'm not used to hitting other people. Are you sure? I've only shot this bow twice.
Do it, kid.
And I see that he wants me to put on a show even more. I start walking away, and I go to the front of the boat where, kind of triangles together. I'm going to jump on one side of it, and I'm going to do like some side flips back and forth, and I'm going to shoot the bow as I'm in the middle of one of my flips.
Roll with disadvantage.
When I started thinking this in my head, I'm like, Casey's going to give me disadvantage. He did. All right, first roll, 13. Second roll, 18. So 13.
13 plus? Oh, wait, that you already had. Do you need my armor class?
Robbie, it's a pretty big chunk of chocolate he's holding over his head, and you managed to kind of shatter one corner of it, but you did not get a direct hit. Nor did you hit Cole. Actually, kind of impressive for how you were flipping.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, kid. But keep practicing. Still got some work to do.
As Cole and I are doing this, I imagine Beowulf's probably out there eating some of the ship. And I watch Beowulf as he takes a big chunk of the boat off. And as Beowulf's not paying attention, I'm going to shoot that piece of chocolate out of Beowulf's hand.
So you're correct. I'll give you that. Beowulf's doing that. Beowulf's pretty solemn. He's pretty down in the dumps right now. So he's kind of like glassy-eyed. He's staring out over the boat and just slowly grabbing a bite, bringing it to his mouth, eating it, and then repeating over and over as he stares out, at the landscape.
So, Robbie, is this like a slow and focus shot, or is this like another crazy trick shot?
Yeah, this is a slow and focused shot.
All right. You can roll with advantage to hit that chunk of chocolate out of his hand.
23 on my first roll and 16 on my second, so 23.
Beowulf, you have a chunk of the boat in your hand, and it just explodes as the wind hits you from an arrow just flying inches from your face.
Yeah, I think Beowulf just doesn't even bother. He just grabs a new chunk and starts to bring it to his mouth again. He's
I thought there was
bummed.
about to be a fight on this boat.
No, he's bummed out. Beowulf's real sad.
Nice shot, kid. Hey, Wolfie. What's going on? You seem down.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of have realized why I'm here, why they picked me, and I know what's about to happen. You guys Star Trek fans? You guys remember old school Star Trek at all?
Can't say I have.
Like with Picard?
Yeah, Picard. I'm I had some free time and watched all those, and I guess I could, when Picard and Data and crewman number 8 go to the surface, and they need a plot twist. Data and Picard, they're gonna be fine, right? And you guys are Data and Picard, and I just feel like crewman number 8's time is coming to an end here soon. I'm just a little bit sad right now.
But listen, Wolfie, you're not some number. You're Beowulf, man. You're Beowulf.
I mean, that's nice, but yeah, you guys are cool and hip and fly and all the other words, and I'm not quite, and that's okay. I never got to sign the insurance policy. I'm a little nervous that I'm about to get hurt without recourse, legal action I can take. I don't know. I'm just thinking, and then he takes another bite of just monstrous bite of chocolate.
Here's the thing. You don't do the hurting. Oh, wait. Did I do that? Did I say that wrong? You don't get hurt. You do the hurting. And when we get there, you're going to pound that grandma into the ground.
I'll give it my best, guys, but I don't know. You guys
You better give it more than your best. There's a lot of money at stake with this movie, okay?
Well, yeah.
And this scene that you're about to shoot, it better be top notch.
Okay, I'll give the people their money's worth, no matter what. Okay.
All right.
Everybody just take a point of inspiration.
Who?
Everybody.
The house wins.
Oh,
Yay.
right.
Those were all wonderful little interactions that I had no expectation for.
Devon wants to talk to Cole in a little bit of privacy. And I'm going to say to Cole, I'm like, man, he keeps talking about that insurance thing. Do you think he's going to purposely hurt himself?
Listen, kid. I don't know if you know much about Wolfie's background, but he has a lot at stake here, okay? Robert McCharles, basically took everything from him. Is that right? Is it Robert McCharles?
Yep. Charles McRobert.
Charles McRoberts, whatever his name is. He took everything from him, all right? He's got a lot riding on this movie. So he needs to perform. Because if he doesn't, he's fucked.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, when I grew up, I didn't grow up watching him. I grew up watching you.
As you should. You're looking at the best.
So Devon probably secretly looks up to Cole, but Devon's too proud of himself and to admit it. So after talking to him, Devon will put his arms behind his head and flex his back, and then I'll just nod and walk away. Now, Chuck, this oath bow, is this V's bow? Is this V's long lost bow?
Cat hair? Do Do you not remember any characters you had that were a cat?
The cat hair was on the quiver.
Yeah, because that would rub up against the body and maybe have felt on it.
Maybe it's 2 different characters' items.
That's what I was thinking. 2 different characters.
Is this exposed to the audience? Like, do you think they realize like what's happening? We'll probably have to edit that out, but
It's pretty obvious, but we'll see, who's stayed with us since the beginning.
I think this is 2 characters' items. I think you got a kitty cat's quiver and a bow that can't hit anything except for large targets.
I think so too. This is that's why I hinted at this bow looks like it should be in a museum. That's why I said that. But I feel bad having V's bow, and it shouldn't be with me. It should be with Cole.
You want this Walkman? I'm just kidding. You're not giving it to me because I have no association with the bow. Because Cole Steele doesn't know that he doesn't own that bow.
Yeah, that's true. I got to role play this. Yep. Okay.
That would make my character suck too if I start using that thing. So I don't want to be anywhere near it.
I'm ready, Casey, for the story to advance. Sorry.
The ship is again wrapped in rainbow light. It arcs up through the flat trees of the gingerbread forest, flying through and then above an ocean of pink clouds. The ship descends back again through the clouds quickly, and then through a sweet and fragrant mist before you see a brown plateau and a lovely, quaint cottage, both made entirely of peanut brittle. The ship lands a short distance from the house. You disembark and walk along the flat and crunchy ground. In the distance, past the plateau, mountains poke out of the mist. Little puffballs of smoke pour out of the cottage as you approach the front door. The house is surrounded by little frosting and cupcake bushes and flowers, all made of frosting and licorice and fruit leather, things like that. I hope when you guys are picturing this world, it's very claymation-esque, right? Like all the foods aren't just foods, but they seem kind of like bigger than real life.
Okay.
Like supersized. So it's almost like you're in like a really brightly colorful, cartoony, claymation-looking world.
That's what I was taking from it.
I imagine Wreck-It Ralph, but the Wreck-It part's an R, and the Ralph starts with a Wowf, a Wreck-It Wowf. So we don't.
I actually haven't seen that one.
That's all you haven't seen.
That's pretty
Wreck-It
good.
Ralph?
Yeah.
No.
You should. It's pretty good.
So as you guys approach the door, does someone go to knock?
The 2 kids like point us in this direction, saying like, or did they say anything about the house or?
It's really the only thing on this whole plateau.
Okay.
Like, it's weird. Like, imagine just like a desolate desert almost of ground made of peanut brittle, kind of a hazy sky, and just a cottage, and that's it. There's nothing here.
Yeah, Beowulf knows it's his turn. He'll breathe real big and like get a nice big breath of lungs and exhale and walk forward. He'll pull out his halberd and pound on the door 3 times with a fist.
After the first pound, you hear a sweet little old voice go, "Oh, come in, come in."
I will open the door.
"Oh, perfect timing, young man. I just baked cookies."
They smell delicious, and I will certainly enjoy one after. But I challenge you to Mortal Kombat. And I
Just straight to it.
And so you're looking at a sweet old lady with soft, doughy skin and clothes of fondant. It smells wonderful in this house. You know, she's got big candy eyes, gray swirls of frosting all around her head, and like her little oven looks like it's made of candy. The tray she's holding the cookies in Looks like Kandy.
Does Devon and Cole see this?
Yeah, you guys would be behind him, just, I guess, right in front of this cottage. And so you could look over his shoulder.
Devon probably like, slow down, big boy, slow down. This is a sweet old lady. Calm down. Excuse me, ma'am. Have you seen like someone we're looking for someone we're supposed to fight in Mortal Kombat? Have you seen anybody around here that looks fight worthy?
I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna put my hand in front and say, no. This is my fight, and this is who I've challenged to Mortal Kombat.
Oh, young men. I've made my signature peanut butter cookies. They have little bits of brittle mixed into the dough. Would you like one before we fight?
What? You're supposed to fight you? Oh.
Why, yes. I'm Grandma Gooey.
Grandma Goo? Grandma Goo who?
Can I see the cookies from where I'm at?
Yeah.
Can I do like an investigation on the cookies to see if there's anything off about them?
Yeah, you walk up, you move through Beowulf
Can I smell
and Devon.
them? Like,
oh, yeah. I mean, everything just smells wonderful in general, but you go up to those cookies and they smell stunning and peanut buttery, and they look just absolutely beautiful. It's weird that they're on a tray that's also made of cookies and candy, too. Like, you're like, how did she even bake this? Because wouldn't the tray also bake or melt or something? This doesn't make sense, but the cookies themselves look wonderful.
I imagine, like, when we first walked in here, that cookie house smell, too, probably just hit us, smelling that sweet, sweet cookie smell.
Mm-hmm.
And I think no matter what Cole finds out about his investigation check, if she's offering us all a cookie, like if she's offering Devon a cookie, I'm going to eat one.
I kind of want to see if this grandma is trying to offer some cookies that are laced with something that could affect the opponent, because Beowulf has already challenged this old lady. So she could be like, oh, have a cookie that gives you disadvantage on all your rolls, I want to see if they're like...
Do you want to eat one?
No, I don't want to eat one. No, I just want to inspect them.
Okay, roll an investigation.
I rolled a 17 plus 3, 20.
They look like normal cookies. They look good. They look delicious.
All right. This is right up Beowulf's alley, so I'm surprised he hasn't eaten one already.
Casey, Devon's going to eat one.
You guys eat one, and they're delicious and wonderful, and you know what? You don't even feel sick to your tummy.
So here's what Devon's going to do. We're in a show, and Devon doesn't want Beowulf to look like the bad guy and beating up on an old lady. So Devon's going to start pretending that it is poison. I'm going to start coughing. I'm going to start grabbing my throat. Beowulf, get her. Get her. I'm going to fall to the ground.
Wow.
She's just like kind of head twisted, looking down at you, wide-eyed, just kind of confused.
She's evil, Beowulf.
You should roll a performance check.
Sure, yeah, make a performance check.
Oh my goodness!
You rolled a 1. You rolled a 1.
Oh my goodness!
Beowulf, you see some real bad acting. Some really hilariously bad acting. And Grandma Goo is just kind of twisting her head, looking at him. Well, that certainly wasn't for my cookies. Mine are delicious.
She's evil. Devon's not an actor.
My favorite part is you get the little pieces of brittle in your teeth and you taste the cookie. It just sticks with you for another 10 or 15 minutes. It's just so lovely.
Devon's pretty sure that they can do so many camera angles to make his acting look okay, so Devon's okay with it. And I start licking the inside of my teeth, and I taste how delicious they are, and I'm probably smiling down there as I'm fell to the ground.
Beowulf, I think, is going to just walk outside and prepare for combat, and after seeing his friend get poisoned, he's going to go into a rage because he's angry.
All right. Chuck and Robbie, Cole, and Devon get 2d10 temporary hit points, but you probably won't need them. Those cookies were that good.
Damn.
2d10. I didn't eat one, so I'm not going to take it. I didn't want to eat it.
Oh, you didn't eat it?
I didn't eat it. I didn't trust him. So
Okay, so I guess Robbie's the only one who gets the 2d10 hit points.
Oh man.
It
Would've been
feels
nice.
great. Like you just, if you die, it's you really only have yourself to blame on this one there, Matt.
I guess. I don't know who eats from the enemy, but I guess.
I'm pissed about the one because he's ruining my movie. So I'm going to pick his ass up off the floor and drag him off to the side where we're going to wait while we watch the fight and just whisper to him, like, you better hope that this doesn't fuck it up. We're going to edit that shit out at the end. It was bad.
Well, I'm so glad you boys stopped by. And she sets her cookie tray down on the table. I don't get a lot of visitors, and I just love company. She starts to walk towards the outside. Well, I figured you boys were here for the tournament. I just thought you might like to be friendly for a minute, but it seems like your friend is in quite the rush.
I'm outside trying to do what I promised the other two I would do. I'm putting on a show. I'm doing halberd spin moves, like, spinning it around my head and around my side and doing twirls and kind of, it's been a long time since I've been in any action film. So I'm kind of feeling it out, and it feels pretty good, actually. Beowulf's kind of, putting on a show, and he's like, oh yeah, this is how this works.
Grandma Goo is now outside, and she walks very wide around you until she is kind of out on the plateau so that you are in between her and the house. She says, well, I guess if you're ready then we shall have Mortal Kombat, you and me together then. Roll for initiative.
Fight. Candy Kombat.
19.
9.
Alrighty. Do we have to do our race, whatever?
Combo stance system? Yep. Let me think about what she's going to do
Yeah,
here.
has she morphed in anything yet? Because normally I can get a beat on what they're going to do by, like, what they look like. But is she still old lady style right now?
She's still just chilling old lady style.
I don't like that one bit.
All right. She knows what she's doing. What do you got?
Speed.
She is doing power. Power beats speed, so she's going to have advantage on these attacks.
I knew it. I knew that this would come back and fuck one of us.
This is the end.
This is it, the end.
This is the end for you.
Yeah. I was thinking in my head too, and I was going to pick speed.
Well, I don't know what she's doing over there, and I wanted, and the first one was power, and the second one was speed, so now I was like, okay, maybe this one's bracing. That was my logic, but oh well.
But you still get to go first.
Yay. All right, how far away from me is she?
We'll say 30 feet.
Perfect. I am going to throw a javelin at her. Because I'm in a rage, I get to attack 3 times. But my bonus action is also a attack when I'm in a rage due to my subclass. I got a 20 on the first throw.
Misses.
A crit on the second.
That's a hit. What weapon are you using?
I've got...
He said he's throwing his javelin.
Yeah, I have throwing... I had said axes when we first started, but in the D&D Beyond, there's no such thing as throwing axes, so it says javelins.
Okay. Yeah, so you throw this first axe, and you see her body just like it was made of rubber, just like bend, super fast out of the way, because you threw it right square at her body, and just bloop,
Woof.
and it flies right by her. But that second one's going to hit.
It did 13 damage.
See if it's a crit sandwich.
Yeah, roll 2d20.
Not a crit. So that was 13 damage. And then my third roll was a 17 plus 8, 25 to hit.
That's going to hit.
9 damage.
So that one, actually, she is going to use her reaction to just straight up catch that axe.
Oh, shit.
So that second axe just lands directly into her soft, gooey body. The other one, just one of her arms whips out like a long, noodly arm and plucks that third axe right out of the air.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's pretty intimidating. And then I'll pull my glaive out and again whirl it around. And I'll put my left foot back and my right foot forward. And the blade will be facing her. And I will end my turn.
So you rolled a 20, a crit, and what was the third
A
attack?
25 to hit. And it didn't get there. So now, now I'm pretty scared.
That was a deflect missile.
Cool.
Yeah, something a monk does.
Yeah, I figured.
So yeah, the 25 hit, but it was reduced to 0.
Yeah.
Grandma Goo.
I really wish you would have stuck around for cookies and tea. We could have had a good time before we fought each other.
And she just starts running at you so fast, like like just anime fast, just with her long noodly arms floating behind her. She is going to make...
Okay, so hold up. Once, is she getting? I might have a reaction. Does she get within 10 feet of me?
Yeah, she gets exactly 10 feet of you.
Here's Beowulf's trickery. Beowulf has 2 different feats, one of which is Polearm Master. So I can use a reaction if a creature gets within 10 feet of me. That causes an opportunity attack. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Do it. And Chuck and Robbie, don't forget you can add a D6 to any of these rolls with your inspiration.
Probably going to need it on this
I'm getting
one.
ready to.
All right, I've rolled.
Oh, we can use it.
I rolled a 22 to hit.
Hits.
So that's 16 damage. So that's feat number 1 that I mentioned to you. Feat number 2 is that if I damage a creature on an opportunity attack, then its movement is reduced to 0 for the rest of the turn. So it cannot hurt me.
Oh.
Or, well, it can't. It's not in melee range.
Unless it can reach
Right.
10 feet.
As Grandma Goo comes at you, you stab her soft and squishy body, but it does not matter. While she is perched up, all the way up on your glaive, her arms start flying down and her fists start beating upon you.
So she has 10-foot reach. Yeah, I'm fucked.
She's Dalsum. What's this guy from Street Fighter? Dalsum or whatever? The little stretchy woman.
Dalsum, yeah.
Casey managed to make this like fucking terrifying because I think it's pretty scary to see like an old lady just moving around like super quick and fighting.
She rolled terribly. Does a 17 is the best roll? Does that hit?
A 17 does hit. That is my AC.
Oh, shit.
Oh, also, more bad rolls. So there will be 9 bludgeoning damage and 4 fire damage. When she hits you with that fist, it like explodes hot sugar on your body and face, and it burns.
Is enraged, so I'm going to take 7 damage total because it was 9 plus 3, so 9. Oh, 12, so 6 damage total. I'm going to really sell it, and I'm going to kind of like, and roar in pain and rage for the onlooking crowd, movie watchers.
I told you that old lady, she's evil. She's evil, I tell you.
And you notice underneath your feet, Matt, that the brittle ground below you starts to crack and steam starts pouring out from the ground.
Oh.
Grandma Goo pulls her body off her glaive and falls to the ground as well. And where she lands begins to crack underneath her.
Okay. Well, that's interesting to know. All right.
Yeah, you probably don't want to stay where you're at. It feels oddly unstable all of a sudden.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I will. Okay, so top of the round.
I think we're going to go back top of the order. Grandma Goo has her combo stance system card up. What are you doing?
I'm going to go with bracing this time.
Speed beats bracing. She has combo momentum and will have advantage on her attack rolls and saving throws, and you will have disadvantage on all attack rolls and saving throws this turn.
Cool. Hey, Beowulf expected it. It's fine.
He's coming out swinging.
But you get to go regardless.
I will swing 3 times, all of with a disadvantage, of course. Roll 1, I got a 29 and a 21.
Both hit?
That was disadvantage, so one of those hit.
Oh, the 21 hits.
Roll 2, I got a 23 and 29.
That would hit as well.
21 and crit miss.
That would be a miss.
So 2 hits. I am going to, on the first one, go ahead and use trip attack.
Okay.
So I get to add a superiority die to the damage roll, which I will do damage right now. Ugh, a 2. So 18 damage, and she needs to make a DC 16 saving throw. Strength.
Luckily, with advantage for her, a 14 on the save.
Oh, so she failed?
Yeah, that was a bad
That was
roll.
a real bad roll. So she's tripped. She's prone.
Yeah, so you knock her down.
So I did 18 damage on that one. And 18 on the second one, too, actually. The first one I didn't roll well, but I got the extra damage. And then this one I did roll well. I got a 10 plus 8. So 36 damage total.
Yeah, you're laying on some hurt to this old, soft, squishy bag. And it's actually kind of hilarious when you're hitting it because you're not even sure if you're doing damage because she's just so soft. You know, it's just like stabbing a giant donut or ball of clay, really.
Weird. I will then use my movement, and I will move 10 feet backwards, and again, plant my left leg back, right leg forward. Blade is the first thing that you would need to get past to get to me. It is out in front of me, and that's it.
Okay, so you did move from where you ended up your turn.
10 feet backwards.
Okay, so you're probably about 10 feet away from that house, too.
Okay.
If you were, yeah, because if you think about how she walked around you and then came at you and now you keep backing up, you're getting closer to that house.
Cool.
She is going to flip up from the ground, just almost launch just straight in the air, and then fly towards you with her arms spinning as they strike.
I'm going to go ahead again and use my reaction. A 20 to hit and an 18 to hit.
I'll help him.
All right, neither works. So Robbie's going to help you on the first one or the second one or both?
Well, it's disadvantage, so it's on the 18.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. It's on the 18.
Is it only one attack for the reaction, Matt? Or is
Yeah,
it-
just one.
I rolled a 3, so it turns his 18 into a 21.
That's a hit. That's exactly what you needed.
Beautiful.
So Devon's over there, and I'm just like, you can do it, Beowulf. You're not just some number. You're not just some number, Beowulf.
Yeah, and that kind of pumps me up. I like Devon. I think he's awesome, and it kind of gets me fired up. Maybe he's right. Maybe I'm not crewman number 8. So I got a 14 14 damage.
After I yell that, I realize I need to pretend that I'm sick still, so I kind of start coughing.
Friar Ruck style. So 14 damage, and again, she is stuck 10 feet away from me. She has no more movement.
All right. So, yeah, you strike her down as she's coming towards you, but that does not slow her down. Her big, long, stretchy, steamy arms lash out towards you. First one's going to be a crit.
Uh-oh.
Second one's going to be a 17.
Also a hit.
First one's going to be 15 bludgeoning damage and 7 fire damage.
Okay, so 22 halved is 11.
Second one is going to be 15 bludgeoning damage, 4 fire damage.
10 damage after halved.
And so, yeah, she is striking you with these fists from afar. She notices that she is actually standing on unstable ground because she was chasing you. And she kind of ended up where you ended up on your previous turn. So she is going to... Wait, she doesn't have any more movement this turn, does she?
No, her movement speed is reduced to 0.
Okay. Well, she will go ahead and spend a key point and take a patient defense where she is. And at the end of that round, the ground underneath her starts to crumble. And she very easily and quickly just kind of just shifts her whole body to the side of the hole that was created underneath her. And now you get a good sense of what's underneath this brittle. And it just looks like liquid, hot, molten brittle.
Eee.
Like, you're just on the crust of this. Like, it is hot, it is fresh. You put your candy thermometer in there, you get it to whatever degrees, and then you're set. But you can't scorch it, right? You can't scorch your sugars when you're cooking them. And these are just perfectly hot all the time. Sorry, talking about making brittle.
Sounds delicious.
I like a good peanut brittle.
Last week when we were talking about playing this, I was like, man, I want to go eat some peanut brittle. Do I have to wait till Christmas to get it?
All right. Beginning of next round. Oh, and Matt, the ground underneath you starts to crack.
Right. Okay.
So don't stay anywhere for more than a round. Otherwise, you could fall into the hot, molten, brittle lava.
I'm all over it.
Next round, combo stance system.
Ready when you are.
Grandma goes power. Wait. You have to say shit. You have to say it. Then I have to show
That's
it.
true. I was. Do we want to try that again?
What were we gonna say?
I was gonna say power anyways because I thought she was gonna go speed.
Honor system.
So both you guys go power.
Yeah.
And the combo momentum has been lost, which really makes sense after her last round.
Yeah. Okay.
So you still get to go, and there are no advantages or disadvantages on this.
I'll take that. That's the best round I've had all day.
How you doing on hit points?
I'm fine. You'd be surprised half
Yeah, I
damage.
figured with the barbarian stuff.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay, so I would like to use some of my movement first, and you're gonna have to just tell me how much it is. I would like to position myself so that I am moving around a little bit and I want me to be on the other side of the fire and her in between us. So the molten lava, like behind her, basically.
Okay, so she jumped to her left. So if you go to your left, you'll kind of walk around her, and it's only going to take about 20 feet of movement to get around 10 feet to the other side of that hole.
Then I'm going to go ahead and attack 3 times.
Shoot your shot.
24 to hit.
Hits.
15 to hit.
Hits. No, I'm sorry. Just kidding. It
I was
doesn't.
like, something's wrong here. And then 25 to hit.
25 hits.
On the first hit, I roll low. I do 10 damage. And on the second, I'm going to go ahead and expend another superiority die. And I'm going to add a d8. And I'm also going to do a pushing attack.
Okay.
Oh.
So that will do 16 damage on the second hit. And she's pushed backwards 15 feet. Oh, wait. Sorry, not automatically. She has to make a strength saving throw. I apologize.
She definitely failed that with a big old fat 1.
All right, so that pushes her
What was the damage on it?
15.
Casey, you're going to have to describe this some because Beowulf just pushed this old lady.
Yeah. So what you do it with your halberd?
Yeah, it's a glaive. So yeah, I kind of slash her across her side, and then I flip the butt around, or flip the halberd, and like push her, like use the non-bladed side, so the butt of it, and I like get her in the gut, and then I like push her real hard.
And again, soft hits. You don't see any blood. Anytime you cut into her, you're just seeing like fondant and dough and cookie bits. But she's looking pretty dented and cut all over.
Which is perfect. And then she's pushed 15 back into the molten, if you want to describe what happens there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you went around to the other side.
No.
If she's 15 back, she would have gone over it. Sorry, I thought you wanted the molten in between you and her.
No, I wanted to push her into it.
Okay. So yeah, you would have gone around to the right, and then you pushed her past it?
She just...
I think he's trying to push her into it, or push her through it, or whatever.
Actually, she would make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, she'd be like falling backwards. So I would argue disadvantage, but...
Even given her disadvantage, she is so fast, and she uses her arms, her wide wiggly arms, to stabilize her, and her body just flips backwards while her arms are like wide and like walking her across the ground. But she does fly backwards 15 feet.
Cool. All right, that is the end of my turn.
If she were to walk up to that hole where the lava is, would she be back in within 10 feet of you again?
Because I had to push her 15, so it's probably like her... Either, this is why it would be up to you, either 5 or 10 feet in front of her would be the fire, and then probably it would have to be 15 feet ahead of that would be me. Yep.
So she runs up to that hole of burning hot brittle, and she says, "Get over here, young man. And one of her arms flies out towards you.
Uh-oh.
So like
24 to hit.
yeah, that hits. This is like 20 feet away or whatever we described, like she didn't move at all.
She moved forward. No, she moved right to the edge of that liquid hole.
Okay, so like 5 or 10 feet. So she's still like 20 feet away from me.
Yeah, she would have moved forward 10 feet, and then, yes, she would be more than 15 feet away from
Okay.
you. And one of her arms lashes out and grabs onto you and starts crushing you and pulling you towards her. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Did she pinch him on the cheek like an old grandma? Get over
Yes,
here.
the arm wraps around you and starts pinching on your cheek. Get over here, young man.
So this is a strength check. I have advantage on it as I'm in a rage. I got a 22.
As her arm starts wrapping around you, you're able to push it and fight it off. But you're still going to take 13 bludgeoning damage as it's wrapping around you and 5 fire damage as her own hot, fiery magma brittle core starts pouring out and splashing all over the place.
Gross. 9 damage after my reduction.
Let me think here about what she's going to do with her bonus action.
As this combat's going on, I assume that Devon and Cole are on the ground, kind of maneuvering around this. Is the ground cracking underneath us, or can we see that the ground is unstable?
Yeah, you can definitely see it's unstable. It seems to be stable from inside the house, so I was kind of picturing you guys looking out the door.
I'm out the door. All right, I'll actually motion, because our ship flies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to motion to Devon and say, let's head to the ship. This ground's unstable. And I'll head towards the ship and climb aboard.
You're crazy. You're one of you guys is supposed to finish her off if I lose. Like you get to finish the fight.
Oh, we're not leaving. I'm just getting off the ground.
Devon's going to go back into the cottage, and I'll probably get some more of those delicious cookies. I'll sneak them into my pocket.
You don't get any more temporary hit points.
And-
You just get the 2d10.
I'm not in for the hit points. Those cookies were super delicious. I'm going to take some more of them, and then I will follow Cole back to the boat. And I picture, like, I'm watching this Beowulf beat up this old lady. I'm kind of like, at first I was cheering on Beowulf, but like now I'm kind of like, feeling bad that this old lady's just got pushed. And I'm just like thinking in my head, oh my goodness, he just pushed an old lady. I tried to sell it that this lady was evil, but like Devon's kind of lost motivation for that now.
The old lady does a couple of backflips so that now she is a good 30 or so feet from you, Matt. She strikes up a karate pose, and she says, Stefan Seagal has already died. What makes you think you will win the tournament? And that's her turn. The ground under her begins to crack, as it does under you.
Did I hear that?
Yeah, actually, you would have been running around. If you're going to the boat, you would be running around her as she is saying this.
I'll stop dead in my tracks and stare at her and say, "What?"
It's true. One of the Earth Warriors have fallen, and soon it will be the rest of you. Would you like a cookie?
I knew he couldn't cut it in this script. And I just keep heading back to the ship.
Would you like a cookie?
I'm the real star of this movie. Seagill.
Ready for combo stance?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Your cookies are poison.
So I have to say it first. Tell me when you're ready.
Yes. I'm ready. It's
All
up.
right.
Oh, yeah, you can't see my screen,
No, I
can
cannot. But I'm saying power.
you? Okay. She is saying speed. Power beats speed. You get
Finally.
advantage.
Golly.
The tables have turned.
Turntables have turned. All right. So she's 30 feet away from me, and I'll say, I'm coming for you, you old bag. And I'll put my glaive out in front of me and charge her and just try and ram her with my spear or with my glaive.
Roll to hit. Oh, wait. Actually, she has... She did Step of the Wind. So she did the dodge action, so it wipes out your advantage and it's just a regular attack.
Okay. Do you happen to know if that's for all 3 of my attacks or just the first? I have no idea. I can look it up if you're not sure.
You know what? That's a great question.
I'm going to make a bet. Advantage till the beginning of Casey's next turn.
Step of the Wind. Do you mean patient defense, Casey?
Patient defense, yeah. Patient defense gives you dodge.
Until the end of your next turn, any attack roll made against you has advantage if you can see the attacker.
So good.
She can see you, and she just moves her little wibbly wobbly body all around.
Okay, so that negates my advantage. All right, so 3 attacks incoming. I got a 26, a 27, and a 15.
Well, you almost didn't need it. The first 2 hit.
10 damage and a 17.
Wow.
And I will go ahead and use my action surge. And I'll just keep swinging. I'm trying to figure out if I get in a whole other attack round, like 3 more or just 2 more attacks.
2 more.
Okay, I don't get another bonus action.
No bonus action, just another action. Yeah.
Okay, 26 to hit and
Hits.
25 to hit. Plus 10 is just like amazing.
Yeah.
16 damage and 12 damage.
She is looking really rough. You keep just cutting into her, and chunks of fondant are flying off, chunks of dough are flying off, cut into one of her arms, and some of that hot, syrupy, sugary stuff is starting to pour out of her. Grandma Goo is gooing up. She's not looking good.
Perfect. I have 30 speed of moving, so that's as much as I can do.
Yeah. Being a dad, I feel like I'm imagining Matt like Beowulf fighting the old lady from Madagascar.
I don't know who that is.
If anyone's seen that movie, it's me. Matt knows what I'm talking about.
I do.
And so you are 10 feet away from Grandma Goo?
I am.
She is going to pull kind of her limbs in and her body in and tighten it up into a ball. And she is going to spread those back out very quickly and unleash a giant spinning, flaming ball of this sugary hot stuff at you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Danger sense.
Oh, yeah. Good job, buddy. I have advantage on this.
I can't believe I remembered that.
That's good. 18 on the first one and 22 on the second.
So yeah, this huge ball flies by you and you dodge out of the way. And thank God, because that was a lot of that sugary stuff. After that, she's going to slap you again with one of her arms.
I'm going to say for that dodge, I do like just like the most hideous cartwheel you've ever seen. Like it was an attempt to be cool, but it was so awkward. I'm sure you guys have seen somebody do a bad cartwheel. That's what it was.
She only rolled a 2, so that would be a 12 to hit. Not going to do it. And that is her turn.
Rocking.
We're going to cut real quick here to... Actually, she didn't move on her turn either, so she'll have to see if she falls into the sticky stuff. She does not fall into the sticky stuff. But, Chuck, as you are going and climbing onto the boat, you see a man on the boat. A man wearing black, wearing red, wearing a large, wide brimmed hat. And you see him whip a cape around and then immediately vanish.
The fuck?
Was he wearing some short shorts?
He looked like a Three Musketeer made of licorice.
I'll rush over to the area where he's at and kind of like swoosh my hands around like, where did you go?
Roll a investigation check with disadvantage.
11.
Nothing. You're not sure. This person is very stealthy and maybe invisible or teleported. You're not sure. But Chuck, you look down where that licorice man was. You see a package wrapped in paper.
I pick it up. and open it.
Inside, you find one of the most fantastic and beautiful loots you've ever seen in your entire life. A DOS loot.
Seems out of place for my character.
You're just like, what the hell? Who cares? Who gives a shit about this thing?
Yeah.
Right? But again, you feel like, all right, maybe this is some sort of, like, you feel like when you
I
pick
feel
it
like
up.
this is part of the movie, though, so it's important for me to
So
have.
you pick it up and it, like, the seams of it start to glow and you feel a hum of energy about this. And you think like, oh, this must be some sort of, magical thing, some sort of plot device happening here.
I'll pick it up and pluck at the strings and attempt to play something.
You're not very good at it, I assume, right? You're not a music guy.
I'm not a musician, no.
All right, cut to the action. Top of the next round.
Combo
Matt,
time.
I have the combo card selected.
I'm going to go with speed.
She went with brace.
All right.
Speed beats bracing, so you get to go first and you have an advantage. And she looks real bad.
Combo!
Combo. Go at it here. 3 attacks. 23 to hit.
Hits.
24 to hit.
Hits.
27 to hit. I'm rolling hot. I don't know what to say.
Wow.
I know, right?
I really am. 42 damage.
With these strikes of your glaive, she is clearly lost and falling apart physically and stumbling backwards. Finish her.
Yeah, I'm going to just do some, again, wave the glaive around my head to the side and just faster than the audience can even capture on film and see 3 strikes take place. Left arm chopped off, right arm chopped off, head chopped off. And then I reach into my backpack, a headshot of me, sign it, Beowulf, and then toss it on her corpse.
Yeah, you do that, and her corpse, the burning molten brittle that is inside her, burns through the ground and then burns into the brittle lava, the molten sugary lava underneath as your portrait sinks slowly and starts to catch flame and smokes after her whole body is dissolved in the molten sugary lava.
The camera zooms in on the photo, and it's a goofy photo of Beowulf, like, smiling, and the writing says, "To my hottest fan, Beowulf."
That's pretty good.
I was just going to say, I probably, with all the commotion that's going on, Cole Steele would turn around and see that Beowulf is finishing off the old lady. I'll throw the DOS loot over my back and tell the 2 kids, our guides, Kit and Kat, to get us out of here, and I'll have them fire up the boat, and I'll kick a little ladder over the side as the boat slowly starts to move towards Devon, Lark, and Beowulf as this brittle volcano, wherever the hell we're at, is imploding.
Yeah, so the boat picks everyone up as the brittle plateau, again, like, slowly starts cracking and cracking more and more and more. And as everyone gets on the boat, you see the cottage itself slowly turn in and catch flame as it sinks into
Casey.
the liquid hot molten sugar below.
This is a movie. We got to turn this into a dramatic scene of where we run to the boat as everything starts exploding behind us. Okay?
Yep.
Yes.
This is what Devon's going to do. Devon's going to start running, and I'm going to trip. And then all of a sudden, everything's exploding behind Devon and Beowulf. Beowulf comes up and picks Devon up, and as we start running side by side, and Devon's pretending he's still a little hurt from eating that cookie. And then we jump on the boat last second.
All of that happens. All of it is very dramatic, and it is incredible, and it is insane, and all of you guys are very impressed by how all of this is panning out, and feels very real. The 3 of you are on the boat. The little kids come up to you and they give you some options. You may go to the Chocolate Mountain, Peanut Acres, the Peppermint Forest, the Lollipop Woods, Snowflake Lake, the Ice Cream Slopes, or the Licorice Castle.
You said Licorice Castle?
I did.
And the person that I saw on the boat had like a licorice look to them?
That's true.
I'll say, you guys mind if we stop by the Licorice Castle? I have a feeling that we're not alone. And I'll kind of hint to the DOS loot on my back.
You gonna play us some music? I could go for some right now.
I'm not very good, but I'm going to practice on the way. There was a man on the boat when I came back here. I describe him as a licorice man. As soon as he saw me, he disappeared, and I found this package on the ground.
Imagine he had like big puffy shoulders and like a wide brim hat with like a big feather on it, like a Three Musketeer looking dude. Tights.
But licoricey?
But yeah, made of licorice. Duh.
Sounds sweet.
Didn't we get a note about trying to find the person that's helping us?
Possibly. He just had a licorice look to him, and he looked like a musketeer.
Do you think this licorice guy, do you think he's the helper that we need to find?
Possibly. Wait, helper we need to find?
It's from the first episode.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if he was here, why didn't he help us?
Yeah, I think he has been helping us. My loot. That bow. And, what did you get? Beowulf, did you share that with us?
No, I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. He hasn't given me anything.
Were they wrapped in the same paper, Casey?
Yeah, the paper is similar.
Is it actual paper, or is there some kind of like paperish candy?
It looks like a wax paper, like probably a paper you would wrap candy with.
Okay. Very creative. Yeah. I was just seeing if it was something from the candy world or something from another world.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, honestly.
But these items seem like they're from another world.
Yeah, the items don't feel like they're from Candyland at all. The things that have been popping up on this boat. They're the only things that you've seen that really stand out and seem odd. So, the boat is wrapped in rainbow light and ascends through the clouds. And that's what we'll call it for this episode of Crit Sandwich.
No one even congratulated Beowulf. You guys are dicks.
That was a good one. I like that.
I was gonna say that
you're beat up an old
crewmate
lady.
number 3. You did good.
But you didn't. No one said anything. In fact, how I envisioned it, you guys basically took off without me.
Yeah,
listen,
it looked like they were running away.
Yeah, pretty much.
I was planning. I was hoping that the ground was gonna fall beneath you, and I was getting the boat ready to go to come pick you up for the action scene. I'm thinking ahead. I'm trying to make this movie all that it can be. You got to have action scenes. You got to have stuff going on in the background.
I just explained the action scene to you, and Casey said it happened. It did turn into an action scene, and all Cole did was stand on the boat as Devon and Beowulf ran to it.
Fire it up, and I kicked the ladder over the side. And imagine the boat's flying. The ladder's here. It's hanging. You got to grab onto it as the ground crumbles beneath you.
I honestly wasn't even planning on having the whole place like crumble and burn and like implode like that, but it makes sense and kind of works.
I like it.
I really want to sneak Beowulf one of these cookies.